Hello everybody, welcome back on my channel and to XP11 version 3. So this is the first video of a new concept of videos in which I'm gonna do a Switzerland tour. So I'm gonna fly around the country of Switzerland with some G aircraft, so I'll do like 10 or 15 videos with pretty short flights normally. So here I'm in the first flight from Geneva to Yverdon, Geneva LSGG here. This is the place where I live, to Yverdon, which is a pretty close place here. Pretty nice. So I installed the entire Switzerland with Ortho4xp at XP11 So this is the first time I test actually this. I haven't flown much after installing this add-on, so I think it will look pretty good. Really looking forward to test it. So today we're gonna test also the version 30 ATC, sorry, because now it's updated, so there is some new functionalities and we're gonna test out everything. So we can firstly start our battery and avionics. We can set our flight plan. I already have done it, so actually it's pretty simple. It's totally directly. We won't use any VOR or thing like this. Totally directly, and we'll do it totally VFR. So VFR with the help of those instruments. You know what I mean. So now we can file our flight plan. We can choose our, what's this, the aircraft manufacturer.
58 Baron, 5 X-ray Sierra.
It's Aerobask, isn't it?
58 Baron, 5 X-ray Sierra. Geneva,
Oh no, the real
9, 2.
manufacturer. Oh, I have no idea.
Altimeter 2.
I really no idea.
9, 58 Baron.
You know what? I'm gonna put anything. Add-ons, okay, looks good. And this one, okay. Flight number 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 999, it's okay. And we're gonna fly from LSGG to LSGY. It's a pretty short flight, so we'll be at the altitude of 6,000 feet. No, sorry.
58 Baron, 5 X-ray Sierra.
6,000 feet.
3, 0.
There you go.
1,
And we can
0.
put our flight plan.
5 X-ray Sierra.
So now we can
9.
set to ground control.
Fly header 2.
The frequency is 121, sorry, 0.85. So let's put this 1.1 0.85. There you go.
Fly heading 050. 58 Baron, 5 X-ray Sierra.
There it is. And we can request the altimeter.
T211, Lima, Charlie, Delta, Geneva, altimeter 2992.
I can't figure out if it sounds totally better than before or worse, because it's not very natural. It's, yeah, it's more human, but still it sounds like a robot. It's kind of weird.
Geneva, altimeter 2992, T211, Lima, Charlie, Delta.
So now we can ask for our clearance.
T211, Lima, Charlie, Delta, cleared IFR2, Yverdon Lay Base, as filed, maintain 6,000, squawk 4705.
Squawk 4705. Can read back. So we can set our squawk code also. 405. There you go, we can put it on also. Then we can set 6,000, already done. And before asking for taxi, we can start this bird. So we put the fuel on. We put our flashlights on, which is, I think, it's strobe lights, if I don't confuse. And we can put our fuel pump on for like 5 seconds normally. 5. There you go. And now we can put the alternator on. There you go. We can go ahead and start our and preheat our engine. Sorry. Looks good. So we gotta wait this little light to go off, and then we can start this. Done. That was pretty quick. So parking brake is set. Looks clear around here. There is nobody walking just in front of this. We can start. So let's put a bit of thrust and start. Nice. We can close the canopy. So we're gonna do our final check. Nav is for later. We can put our taxi lights on. Looks good. We can put flap 1 already. Landing light is for later. This is on. Alternator is on. This is by default, I think. Alright. So I'm gonna do a quick engine test. So we're gonna pass it like 1500 normally. There you go. We're gonna watch our temperatures, which are all on the green. I think this is okay. We can put back. Alright, so it's okay. So now we can ask for a taxi.
T211, line of Charlie, Delta, runway 23, right, taxi line of Charlie, line of India, November, 0, Alpha, Delta, 5, Yankee, hold short of runway 23.
Alright, so we gotta go to the runway 23, which is... sorry. Come on, zoom in, please. This one, in this direction. Because we have a wind that pushes us in this direction, so we gotta take in front of it, and not we don't want to have it in the back. Oh, I forgot to read back. Let me talk, please. Alright, so we can go ahead and put our parking brake off, and we can taxi to runway 23. Please. No. Don't bug right now, please. That would be really awkward. Perfect. Great. I just have one problem. I struggle a bit with the FPS when I use Ortho4xp. Because normally it works, but sometimes, I don't know, the FPS have a tendency to go very low. So yeah, I hope it will work this time.
Line of Charlie, Delta, runway 23, right, taxi line of Charlie, Alpha, Delta, 5, Yankee, hold short of runway 23.
Runway 23. I hope the ATC will work this time, because normally it's totally annoying. It gives me some totally wrong information, so this is not really reliable. This is the first time I test the last version of the ATC. I hope it will work. So, oh, alright. So now I have the scenery of TDG for the airport of Geneva, which is a freeware and look totally awesome. The planes that you see here are the MisterX plane, static planes. I already recommended it to you in a video, but I'll do it again. It really gives to explain even more realism than it has. So I think it's really worth it. I mean, worth. It doesn't have any cost, but yeah, just go ahead and install it. Alright, so we can set our heading to 2-3, which is normally totally here around. Perfect. So in this flight we're not gonna fly next to the Alps, because they're more like in this direction, and we're gonna fly towards here, so we won't be able to see the beautiful scenery of Ortho4xp, because the best part with Ortho4xp are the mountains. It looks just so gorgeous with it. Sorry. Alright. We're maybe going a bit fast. So we're gonna contact tower to 118.7. This is a bit dangerous what I'm doing right now, but right, I think it's okay. 118.7, and we can check in with controller. I'm just gonna pause right now because the sounds are pretty low right now. Where is it? Here, we can put it a bit higher.
T211, line on Charlie, Delta, cross runway, 23, hold short of runway, 23, right. T211, line on Charlie, Delta, runway.
Is this serious?
Right, taxi via Alpha.
He asked me to take off on the grass runway.
23.
I just don't want to. You know what?
T211, line on Charlie, Delta, runway, 23.
I should have done it from the beginning, just not use the ATC, because I don't like it. I don't like it. In addition, the grass runway is closed in Geneva right now. That's closed like 1 year ago, so the air clubs can't use it anymore. So they all use the tarmac runway, if you want, which is much better, I think. So you can taxi just behind 777 if you're in a small G aircraft. That might be just so impressive. I've flown a lot of times in Switzerland with some airliners, but never in a small G aircraft. That would be really fun, I think. I think I will do it one day. Because in the air clubs there is some possibilities to buy a flight with an instructor. It's like 150 francs, Swiss francs. So I think it's really worth it to do it like once or every 2 years. I mean, before having my PPL, of course. That's a very long runway, isn't it? Alright, so we're here. Great. Can brake a bit. And we can hold short of the runway 23 here. We're a bit fast. Alright. Let's brake. So now takeoff checklist. Nav lights on, landing lights on, taxi light we gotta wait to be at 300 feet to turn it off. So we're gonna leave it like this. Flaps is set to run. Trim is set to take off. I think it's okay. Lights here, fuel pump here, and I think we're ready to go. So we can zoom in here. Alright, we're gonna see for traffic. We don't have anyone in final. Alright, looks good. And we can go ahead and align. Look at this. Those textures look pretty good. I'm not talking about those one, but those one look really good. This is the MisterX Airport Environment HD, which is, I mean, I think it's the most impressive freeware add-on for X-Plane with the Zibo, because it gives to X-Plane totally free some insane graphic, because to every single default airport it just gives so much more realism. Alright, so we can align here. Let's brake. Looking good. So after taking off, we're gonna wait to be at like 500 feet, and then we're gonna turn at the right hand side and go towards our destination. So let's go with some power. Everything looks good here, and we can go with full power. We're gonna wait for 60 knots to rotate. Here we are. That was pretty quick. So we wanna stay aligned with the runway. Flaps up. We can put our taxi lights off. We used like 5% of the runway. That's impressive. Look at this scenery, just looking so good. Amazing. No, really. Alright. So we can climb a bit. I'm gonna reduce a bit the sound because it's pretty loud. Alright, we can set. We're gonna wait a bit before engaging the autopilot. We wanna fly this bird. So here I think it's even Europe. I'm not quite sure because I'm not sure if I put the files correctly. So it might be default, I don't know. If you're an expert in here, you can tell me in the comments what I did wrong or right, I don't know. Alright, so then we can start to climb a bit harder, and we can engage our autopilot, vertical speed, and HDG heading. Right, so let's take a look at the outside. Yep, looks pretty nice. Right, so now we can start our right hand side turn towards Yverdon. even close to the ground, it looks pretty good here. I think it's really worth using zoom level 17. And it's only, only 9 gigs per tile. So for the entire Switzerland I use like 9 tiles, I think. Yeah, I know. Here you can just put anything here. Alright, so we can nose up a bit this aircraft. And we can a bit zoom off here. So now I will rejoin our nav. So let's turn a bit right. So what was I talking about? I was talking about Ortho4xp. So yeah, I use 9 tiles for the entire Switzerland. So I'm gonna do like I think 15 videos on it, because there is so many things to see. Every small region is worth visiting here. So I think I'll go like in every single place of this country. So it's not a big country, so it's not a big deal either. Here, and we're gonna fly towards here. So I think it will be like a half-an-hour flight. Again, I don't like doing too long flights, because anyways you won't see it entirely. Or maybe. Do you see the entire video? If you do, tell me in the comments. I'd be surprised if you do, but why not? Nice, really nice. Until now it looks really, really good. The Geneva scenery also. Look at this runway is just huge, isn't it? From this perspective. It does. Well, we can see the jet d'eau, which is I think the most picturesque place in Switzerland. If you haven't seen it yet, I use the Swiss livery, which is pretty cool. Alright, so we're gonna be very soon at our top altitude, our cruise altitude, sorry. And look, just funny, isn't it? We just did like this distance and already at the cruise altitude. That's a very powerful aircraft. You can fly pretty fast, and that's really good capabilities. Sorry, I think it's just the perfect beginner aircraft in XP11. And in addition, it's totally free, so incredible. We can reduce our vertical speed because we are really close to our cruise altitude. Here we can take a look at the Geneva scenery. Here we have an A320 with a new Lufthansa livery, really cool. Oh, those Swiss A220s, I see them everywhere. But they are so cool. I really like this aircraft. I flew a couple of times with this one in real life. Yeah, really nice aircraft. It has some pretty big wing. How do you say this? Don't remember the name. Sorry. So, anyways, this Geneva TDG scenery looks just amazing. I think I recognize this parking. Yeah, just next to the airport. Yeah, I remember. So we can just take a look at our aircraft. One thing that is pretty annoying is those really ugly shadows. I don't know how to fix it. If you have any idea, you can just tell me in the comments. I'd be really curious to read it. Look at this. That looks gorgeous. Really. For me, even 6,000 feet, it looks really good. Because I knew that Ortho4xp is really good at high altitude, when you're like in airliners or something like this. But with VFR or small G aircraft, it looks good also. Yeah, I think so. Really good. Look at this. So now we're going next to a small airfield in which I flew once, very recently. I had the opportunity to fly here. What's the name? It's LSGG. And it's a small grass runway, so it's really fun to fly. I was the passenger behind a small DR400, like this one. Almost like this one. And it was just incredible to fly here. Very impressive to land in small runway like this with a small aircraft. That was the first time I flew actually with G aircraft. Really fun to do this. There is one thing really annoying with Ortho4xp. It's this. This is not some snow, it's some clouds, which are above actually the mountain when the photo was taken, and it just gives this result. It might look like some snow, but I don't know, it don't really look good. No, I don't really like it. Oh, come on. What am I doing right now? I just flew above the nav point and I totally overran this. So we can already think about our approach, which will be here. I'm not quite sure if you see it from here, but we have the wind that comes from the north east, so we're gonna do a pattern on the right side of the runway, and then we're gonna do a base, very short base, short final, and land here. That will be pretty fun, I think. So we're way too far, so we can correct a bit. Let's turn like this. I know normally in through VFR rules, we are not supposed to use the autopilot. We're just here. I didn't want to be at the comments during half an hour. It would be like totally exhausting, so you know, who cares? Just put the autopilot on and let it work. I already say that I use ZL17, which is a good one, but I also use the mesh curve at level 1. I don't know if you know it, but the mesh curve is actually the number of points in the terrain that your satellites will use to create the 3D mesh, the terrain actually. And the more points you have, the most accurate it will be in the definition of the terrain. And to have better terrain quality, you gotta set your mesh curve lower. So the default is 3, so I set to 1. I think it puts the tile a bit more heavy, but it's worth it. The result is really, really good. Especially with the mountains. If you fly here in the Alps, it just looks gorgeous with it, really. So here is some smoke, so we can see very well those mountains. But yeah, it looks pretty good. What's that? It's like some smoke. Kind of weird. We're supposed to have some nice weather, but okay, why not? I just want to check my temperatures that are not too high. This is just okay, this one is okay. The oil pressure is good, the oil temperature is perfect. And the fuel quantity, we use our left fuel tank, I think. Oh, sorry. So it comes a bit more to the left one. Normal. I forgot to test this. Oh, work, perfect. So I'm gonna put some outside views. Look at this. Gorgeous. And the mesh terrain is pretty accurate. If you can see here, those mountains, those hills are really at a good place and really nice and smooth. Yeah, pretty nice. Here we have the photos. You can see that it's totally flat. But here we have the default, the Yverdon X02 that overlays the photos. But at this altitude you don't really see if there is some overlays or not. I mean, it's not a problem if there is no overlays. That's what I mean actually. That looks pretty good. But it's more when you come close to the terrain that you just want to have those nice overlays like this, those. When you are like 10,000 feet, I think you don't really care about overlays. But me, I prefer flying with some small G aircraft, so it's much better with some overlays. So this is the Jura, a very long mountain that comes from around here until further than Geneva. I used to ski sometimes in this mountain. Looks gorgeous. And we're pretty good with the FPS. Yeah. Usually I'm around 30 FPS, but when we come close to the ground, when there is a lot of objects like here, or with some big cities, I really struggle when I fly over big cities. Sometimes it falls until to like 10 or 12 FPS. That's really annoying. So Yverdon is coming really close. I think we can already start our descent. Yep. We have to descend a lot. Altitude is off. Vertical speed. We can put the power back. We're gonna put the altimeter at 2,000 feet. I just want to figure out what altitude is the airport. It's 1,400. So we want to be at the altitude of 2,400. Because normally the pattern altitude is 1,000 feet above the runway. We don't want to slow too much down, so keep the power like this. 90 knots, looks good. Now I can align with nav. Great. Do we have any visual on the runway? Zoom in. There it is. There it is. Actually, there's two runways just next to them. There is one tarmac runway and one grass runway, so we're gonna use the tarmac one, which is easier actually to land on because you see it better. So we want to be at the altitude of 2,400 feet when we're just next to him, and then we're gonna fly parallel. How do you say it? Align with it, but at the opposite side, and then base. Sorry, it was downwind, base, final, and landing, and parking. Yeah. There it is. So we're gonna take that runway here, and maybe we can exit at this part. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. We can slow down. I think we started our descent a bit late, but it's okay. It was a pretty steep descent. 800 feet per minute, so that's pretty steep, yeah. So, look at this. Looks gorgeous, doesn't it? Just, yeah, when you come close to the ground, you can see those buildings which are not in 3D, and that's kind of, yeah, just don't want to pay attention to it. I think it's good. So we're gonna turn our autopilot off very soon. At 300 feet I will turn off. I'm going to keep our 80 knots. There is the auto route, how would you say it? And I think it's pretty accurate. Yeah, there is a road just next to this airport. Yeah, I remember. Sometimes when I go on vacation, I was passing just next to this airport. It's really nice to go in some places that we know in XP11, because it's pretty accurate actually. So let's turn the autopilot off, flight director off, and my aircraft. I can pitch down a bit. So we can go with flaps 1 and taxi lights on. We can go a bit lower. So, landing checklist. Our flaps are set, not yet. Flashlight, nav on, pilot seat off. Taxi and landing lights on. Fuel pump is off. Landing gears are down. Actually, we can retract them, but it's okay. Look at this, that looks gorgeous with those trees just next to the runway. It looks really nice there, really. Alright, so we're gonna keep our altitude a bit. I'm gonna keep my 70 knots also. And once we reach the city over there, I'll turn left hand side and do a 180 degrees turn. So we're pretty close, so this will be a very short base with almost no base, I think. Alright, so isn't there any traffic? No, there is no traffic. Looks good. So I want to be at the opposite side of my heading. Let's go with flaps 2. Keep the power and let's turn. Full rudder left, almost. Oh, keep the power, keep the power. Bit high. Too white, too red, just beautiful. We turned even a bit too tight, funny. That's some pretty big puppy lights, isn't it? Right, so I'm gonna bit high, correct this, slow down a bit. Let's butter the bread, my friends. Let's butter. I'll try to be I'll try not to be beyond 100 feet per minute. Right, power back, nose up, let's flare a bit. Flare, 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 no, no, oh, okay. That was an okay landing, we'll say. "84 feet per minute, not bad." So I'm gonna go until the end of the runway to turn around and taxi behind. We can put our flaps up. Our landing lights is coming off. Have nav lights also. Great, we can zoom in a bit to see a taxi zone. 84. I think I'm gonna do a replay of this landing because it wasn't bad. But the flare felt a bit weird. Not really, really weird. So what's this? Oh, there is a... What's this? This is a taxi. Turning around. Okay. Why not? Why not? Let's take this. I think I just could have turned without going until the end of the runway, but it's okay. So here we don't have any add-on, it's all default. For this airport, I mean. So we already put taxi lights, we're gonna wait till it's off. Let's brake and take this exit. There we go. Where can we park? We can park in this direction. But one bad point with Ortho4xp is this: when you're taxiing, just the textures look pretty ugly. That's not cool. Right, so we're gonna park in the parking zone here. There is some grass. Alright. We're alone here, we don't have any friends. Let's go here. Looks pretty good. And there is a cafe here. I'm gonna take an ice cream just after this long flight. Alright. So we can park here. Let's brake and set the parking brake on. And then we can shut off our aircraft. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna do a replay before shutting it off because there is a bug with the wheel shocks that keep being on the replay, so I'm gonna do it now. So Alt-R. Before there we go. You can see the city of Yverdon here. That looks really, really gorgeous. We don't have any traffic here. Oh dear, the cars are stopped. Kind of weird. We were a bit high on the descent glide slope. It's okay. There are the two reds back. And then I'm gonna see how the flare looked like because it was a bit weird. Yeah, I floated, and no, I was not good. I was floating and I just sank sorry, in the ground, and yeah, that was pretty rough. Didn't really like it, but it's okay. So let's come back here to our aircraft, and then we can turn it off. So firstly, I'm gonna turn the aircraft off. Alternator is coming off. Fuel is coming off. All the lights are coming off, except this one. We got a kit for the end. We can shut off our avionics. Open the canopy. There it is. And we can turn off the battery. Everything is off here. This one also. Off, off, off. Parking brake is set. Flashlights off. And there you go. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't hesitate to put a like, to subscribe, and to share to your friends. I'm gonna do much more videos in Switzerland very soon, but also some DCS and IL2. Don't worry. I'll do a lot of military videos also, because I don't want to do just one thing when I have a large public, you know. So I'm mixing all those simulators, and I like all of them, so that's not a problem for me. I like doing this. So that's it. I see you all very soon. Stay tuned for new videos, and bye bye.